Now, the only locally produced farm radio show with agricultural news, information, interviews, in-depth weather, and more. It's Terry Henne and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
A mostly overcast good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne at Radio Center today, along with Matthew Lester, looking at cloudy skies and snow showers, snow flurry activity around. We're seeing on again, off again, light snow as we go through the morning hours. I think this afternoon things are going to clear off just a little bit, and we very possibly could see some sun as we go into the afternoon, but falling temperatures. Chilly day yesterday and overnight. We had snow showers, some flurries, picking up 1 to 2 inches of snow around the area. The light, fluffy stuff, all you had to do really is just blow on it and it went away. But it was a little bit of an issue when it came late yesterday afternoon and overnight last night as far as slick roads were concerned. And taking a look at southern Michigan, the number of accidents early this morning, especially in the southeastern portion and the southwestern portion of the lower peninsula. We did have some travel issues, as I said, a little bit earlier this morning, but things now are beginning to turn around. We don't have the winds to contend with all that much. Matter of fact, Matthew, winds-wise, temperature-wise, what are we looking at right now?
Well, over at the airport, it's cloudy at 20 degrees. Over in Midland, it's cloudy at 21. Here at Radio Center, we have some snow flurries at 21 degrees. We have northwest winds at 12 miles per hour, and our pressure is at 30.19, and it's rising.
We're not looking for the winds to really pick up all that much, if at all, as we go through the afternoon. We had our high temperature for the day right after midnight this morning. Temperatures have been gradually just going down, and as Matthew said, we're currently at 20 degrees. Officially, right after midnight, we're at 25 out at the airport. As far as what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at a little bit more ice on the Great Lakes. That's going to continue before things begin to warm up just a little bit. Lake Superior right now is at 34%. We're looking at Lake Michigan, 33%. Lake Huron is reporting 77% ice cover. Lake Erie, about the same as what they were a week or so ago at 95%. It looks as though Ontario is at 37%. Last year at this time, 29% of the lakes overall had ice cover. This year, 51%. And a lot of it has to do with the very cold temperatures that we saw about mid-January. Matter of fact, we've said it before, January the 17th was the last time we saw temperatures right around the freezing mark. We've been quite a bit lower and close to, but never hitting freezing temperatures since the 17th. Looks as though we're going to have to wait at least through the weekend and into next week before we begin to see some temperatures moving at or actually a little bit above the freezing mark. I have seen some forecasts where we're talking 32, 33, 34 degrees as we move into about midweek of next week. And that's going to continue for a few days before temperatures begin to move back down. As a matter of fact, through the 16th of October, February, we are looking for our temperatures to be above normal. Precipitation pattern to be a little bit above normal as well, but getting there below average temperatures to finish off the work week this week and into the weekend and beginning of next week. Matter of fact, on Monday, our forecast is for a high temperature of about 22, 23 degrees. But even before that, we're going to be looking at temperatures ranging the low 20s. As I said, we've already reached our high. Temperatures will be dropping off as we go through the afternoon. And tonight, we'll be talking 5 degrees with, it'll be quiet. It'll be cloudy. There will be a low-pressure system, though, developing in the Gulf Coast states, and that will be pushing some snow into the Ohio River area. There's a high-pressure system, obviously, to the north and the northwest of us, and that low over Alabama and Mississippi. So the two of them colliding over the Ohio River Basin. That's where we will see the snow. And just to the south of that, there will be a strip of some freezing rain. So where they had all that winter storm a week or so ago, it does appear as though they're going to get a little bit of it again over the next few days, but we're not expecting it to be nearly as broad-ranging or as severe as what the last bout was. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be looking at partly sunny skies. Unfortunately, the temperature isn't going to respond all that much. After a low tonight of 5, we'll work our way up to about 20 for a high with partly sunny skies and 10 for a low tomorrow night. We'll have a northwest breeze, but it will be under 10 miles per hour, 5, 7, 8 miles per hour. That's going to be it for tomorrow. Then on Thursday, we'll begin to see a little bit of a warm-up. We'll have a southwest wind gusting to 25 miles per hour later in the day on Thursday. Plenty of clouds around. Snow shower activity will kick in after midnight on Thursday as a low-pressure system over Lake Superior will pull a front through the state after midnight on Thursday night, which means we'll have a pretty good chance of seeing some snow, and that snow will continue into the day on Friday. It'll finally clear off moving into the afternoon hours on Friday afternoon. And our temperatures on Friday, we're looking for, close to 30, 32, 33 degrees, very possibly. And then that'll be early in the morning because the temperature on Thursday night will only drop down to about 22 after a high of 26. So after midnight on Friday and into the morning hours on Friday, we'll see that temperature work its way up to right around 30 degrees, maybe a degree warmer, but then dropping down into the 20s, low 20s by Friday afternoon after that front moves through and after the snow showers move through. A rather rapidly moving clipper system is what's going to be happening late Thursday night and early Friday morning. Our low on Friday night with clear skies will be right around 2-3 degrees. Then moving into the day on Saturday, we'll see some sun, a few clouds around, 18 degrees for a high, 5 for a low. Sunday, partly cloudy skies. We'll see a high of 20 and a low of 5. And then, as we said, on Monday, low 20s with partly cloudy skies. What's average for this time of the year? 29 in the afternoon, 15 at night. Record high in this state, 50, set back in 1991. The record low, 14 below zero, and that was set in 1996. A year ago on this day, 35 was our high, 24 was our low. We picked up a trace of snow a year ago today. Sun will set this evening at 5:51, rise tomorrow morning at 7:49. The warmest ever, 3rd of February, 2019. 46 was our high, 38 was our low. The coldest ever, you got to go all the way back to 1996. 4 was our high, 14 below was our low. And the most amount of snow on this date, 1924. 3.3 inches of snow out at MBS International Airport. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by today, Matthew, who do we have?
Coming up next, we have Abby Terwilliger from the Andersons, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
But before we get to them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Remember, they are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, their agents can be reached directly on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office at 989-868-4722. That's the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Incidentally, when we talk about organic crop insurance, the Organic Crop Expo a little bit later this year. It's going to be in March, and we'll have a whole lot more information on that as we get a little bit closer to the event. And the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency invite you to mark it down on your calendar. Matter of fact, why don't you Google it and get the exact dates of the Great Lakes Organic Expo. Again, that's going to be held over at the Bay City, in downtown Bay City, at the hotel down there where they had it last year. So mark that down. Let's find out what's going on with our markets today. Haven't had a chance to check the board to see what's going on. Abby Terwilliger joining me right now. Surprise me, Abby.
Hey, it is surprising. It is all green.
All right. Not bad at all. Finally talked them into it, huh?
Oh, actually, wheat just turned red. Dang it.
I'm sorry. Made you wait too long.
Yep. No, we're up a little bit today. Nothing drastic. Nearby corn's up 2. Nearby beans are up 6. Nearby wheat's down 0.5 cent right now. So, just, nothing crazy, but at least positive direction on corn and beans, which is, hey, we'll take that versus going down. Why it's doing that, corn futures are slightly higher with good ethanol demand, and then also really good export demand, up 50% from where we were last year this time. So that's really, really good. And then soybeans, Trump did some sort of deal with India that could open up to use U.S. soybean oil. So hopefully that, so we get a little bit more on that. I know he messed around with tariffs a little bit. And then also soybean crush was better than expected too, up 5.6% from this time last year. So a little bit going on there. And then obviously we're getting into harvest down in South America. So we are getting a little bit of pressure from that as well.
That's to be expected. So what do we have on the board at the Andersons?
On the board in Hemlock, we have old crop corn 403, old crop soybeans 1040. You got red wheat hanging out 448, white wheat 498. For new crop corn 396, new crop beans 1014, new crop red wheat 483, and new crop white wheat 503. All
righty. You have a great day, Abby. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You bet. Abby Terwilliger over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what our markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining us right now. The market report brought to you by Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. Fat Tuesday just around the corner, February the 17th. So mark it down on your calendar. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Punchki Day going on at Kryzak's. Now, if you've got an event that's going to be coming up in the not too distant future or down the road a while, and you've got to supply the food for that event, you better consider Kryzak's because they do a wonderful job at those events. 989-894-5531. That's the telephone number. Great place to dine in as well. Corner of Cass in Michigan on the south side of Bay City, Kryzak's House Family Restaurant. Market report also brought to you today by the folks at ACH Seeds, where they take great pride in pushing the limits. More sugar, better sugar. It's been the goal since day one, and the resources are there to help. They offer more than seed. They produce more than sugar. It's ACH Seeds, and they invite you to attend the Sugar Beet Symposium. That's going to be held this Thursday at Saginaw Valley State University at Curtis Hall, and we hope to see you all there. Good morning, Doug Klein. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Hey, not too bad. I did get a text here, and they told me this Organic Expo, for some reason, I could not remember Doubletree in downtown Bay City.
Yeah, I tried to tell you telepathically, but
yeah, there you go.
Listening.
Well, maybe you were the one that telepathically texted me. March the 23rd and the 24th. Those
Okay.
are the dates. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the good news.
You
You got any better?
Precious metals bounced back pretty good today.
Wow.
I don't know if it's good or not, but 15% up on silver, 7.5% on gold, platinum, same, copper, 5%. So that's a bounce back. The dollar's a little bit weaker. That's probably given us a little bit of strength in everything, commodity wise. Caterpillar hit $710 a share. That's only up, let's see, 87.6% in the last 12 months. That's not bad. All things considered, it's Caterpillar, not NVIDIA or any other tech stock for that matter. Meta, i.e. Facebook, in the last 52 weeks is up 2.8%. So all that chatter about high tech being the place to be, and you would have made way more money in Caterpillar. Just saying, kind of crazy. But anyway, so here's your numbers. The March corn 428.25, up 2.5. September corn 440 3/4, up 1. The March soybeans 1066.5, up 6 1/4. September soybeans 1073 1/4, up 5. The March wheat is 528.5, up 3/4, and the September wheat is 561 1/4, up a penny. Sugar's trading at 14.64, that's up 38 cents. The crude oil is 62.90, up 76 cents. Heating oil 239.10, that's up 2.7 cents. Gasoline 188.78, up 3.6 cents. Probably puts us in the 260 range. So, I guess I can wait. Natural gas is 334.5, up 10.8 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3643 Canadian. That's down 37 ticks. The dollar buys 155.68 yen. That's up 8 ticks. The euro's at 118.17, up 28 ticks. And the dollar's at 97.40, down 22.5 ticks. Gold's at 49.8820, up $351.70. Silver's 88.69.5, up $11.68. Platinum is at 22.3930, up 142.40. And copper's at 609.45, up 26.9 cents.
Okay. Well, you have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
I'm glad your silver is hanging in there.
God, crazy.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, where are the Hunt brothers when you need them?
They're around somewhere. They're just AI now.
I see.
Yeah.
A lot of things are AI now.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, Dow Chemical hit $31 today. Everybody was so worried, when it was 2050 in August that it was going to zero. Well, it didn't.
On the way up.
I guess.
All right. Doug, take care. Okay, Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They're your Dairyland seed headquarters. For more information, all you got to do is give them a call. Vic Huffer and his staff, they're ready to answer a lot of the questions you might have, Mr. Farmer, as you get ready to move into the planting season of 2026. Serving you is their business. They've been doing it since 1983. Freeland Bean and Grain. Matthew, let's slide over to Greenstone Farm Credit right now. Mark Klett is joining us this morning. Mark, good morning. How are you?
Just fine.
Staying busy?
Oh, always this time of year.
Boy, I guess so. Let's talk a little bit more about the enhanced coverage options that are available to our producers, some of the things that are going on with the beginning farmer subsidies and any additional subsidy increases.
Right. Well, we've talked about ECO, the enhanced coverage option, and how that's increased. The other kind of the one we don't talk about quite as much is called SCO, or supplemental coverage option. And that basically is a layer that fits in between your current base policy and ECO, if you take that. So, and that subsidy is also increased this year, same as ECO. So again, the net effect is probably somewhere around 50 to 60% of the price is what our cost of what it was last year. So That's significantly down. So when it's cheaper, it means they want you to buy it. But the other big change with the SCO is there was always some confusion that you could not opt into the ARC program on your farm programs and have SCO coverage at the same time. So that caused some problems in the past. But this year they've done away with that. There's no correlation between ARC or PLC and having the SCO or supplemental coverage options. So it's a lot simpler. And again, the basic news is the increased subsidy makes it cheaper.
Well, that in today's climate, that's what it should be, right?
Right. It's crop insurance is is really the outlier right now of inputs, so to speak, that are going down, and you're getting, it's going to give you an opportunity to look at maybe even upping your coverage now, especially with prices being fairly low. You want to protect as much as you can, and if you can do it cheaper, that's the way to go.
It sure
is.
The
best thing you can do is talk to an agent. One of us at Greenstone would be happy to sit down with you. You can find one of us at greenstonefcs.com, or just call the 800 number, which is 800-444-3276. And they'll put you in touch with one of us, and we're happy to sit down. When you can see the numbers, it's a lot easier to understand it.
It sure is. Mark Klett, thank you so much for sharing. We'll talk to you again next week, okay?
Thank you.
You bet. Mark Klett with Greenstone Farm Credit. Take a break, and then who do we have on deck, Matthew?
Coming up next, we have Craig Voorhees from the Rummel Insurance Agency, and we also have Jerry Samolsky from the Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville.
But first, this.
PowerLift Hydraulic Doors. Ever heard of them? PowerLift Hydraulic Doors is the largest hydraulic door manufacturer in North America, manufacturing and installing hydraulic doors for over 30 years. Covering the entire state of Michigan, we can custom design your new door up to 150 feet by 45-foot clear opening. We can fit your airplane hangar, agricultural shed, industrial or commercial structure with a strong, reliable, and high-performance door. Nothing beats a PowerLift hydraulic door built right here in Marlette, Michigan. Our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs.
Hi, I'm Andy. The price we give you is the installed price, and you deal with us from the beginning to the end. To schedule your PowerLift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 and ask for Andy, or visit powerliftdoorsmi.com. PowerLift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Craig Voorhees joining us right now from the Rummel Agency. And Craig, a little bit earlier, we were talking about all that ice on the lakes. Let's talk a little bit about ice fishing.
Well, right, Terry. It's kind of a coincidence that you were talking about that earlier. But yeah, starting to see even the local rivers freezing up and stuff, and folks getting out on those. If you're taking your ATV side by side or your snowmobile out on the ice, a lot of the folks have older units that they use for that, and they choose not to have coverage on it, which is perfectly okay. Just remember, if something happens out on the ice and that thing's got to get fished out, no pun intended, that can be quite costly, and it won't be covered by your insurance policy unless you've got the machine on the policy for physical damage. A lot of folks will put just liability on them for running them down the road or the trail, but in order to get the coverage on the ice, you got to have the physical damage coverage. So something to keep in mind before you head out.
Yeah, don't put that brand new Chevy pickup out there, okay?
Yeah, it's some folks are a lot braver than I am.
I guess so. Craig, you take care. We'll talk to you again soon, all right?
Okay, Terry. Thank you.
All righty. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Along with us now, Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Jerry, what's happening today?
Well, we've been talking about going back to the Stone Age and how maybe that isn't such a good idea. And I just want to remind people, as you start looking at plant catalogs and thinking about what you're going to be doing next year, the 4 F's when choosing plant. They're fruit, flower, foliage, and form. Well, when we get plants and we plant them in stone beds and shear them all into round balls, the form is not there. There's no texture to them. Many cases, the foliage is compromised. And when you keep shearing like that, the flower isn't as evident. And if it is a fruiting plant, the fruits are also taken back. So we just encourage people to use natural ground covers. There's sedges, lorope, sedums. There's all kinds of different ground covers versus the old common standbys, a pachysandra, myrtle, and ivy. So there's a lot of alternatives you can use. And once you get that ground cover established, there's no more mulching. And weeds don't do well when you have a good, thick, healthy ground cover. So the weeding issue gets to become less. So let's get away from stone into beds and let's start thinking about good plant forms and shape, and let plants that you choose grow to be who they want to be. And we might all be a little bit better off and have more of a garden look versus round balls in mulch.
There you go. Jerry, thank you so much. You take care, all right?
Yeah, you bet, Terry.
You bet. Jerry Smolsky. Let's find out what's going on in New York right now. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company has the latest for us. What's going on, Teresa?
Good morning, all. Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 94 points at 49,313, 548 million shares traded. NASDAQ down 286 points at 23,305, 764 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 703.95, up 13.04 today. Deere 538.40, up 6.15. CMS Energy 71.64, up $1.09. Dow 30.97, up 2.09. DuPont 45.67, up $1.24. Corteva 74.84, up $1.64. General Motors 86.43, up 2.16. Trinseo at 43 cents, down 2 cents. Walmart 127.35, up 3.29. Huntington Bank 18.35, up 48. Independent Bank 35.95, down a penny. AT&T 26.75, up 45.
All righty. You take care. All righty.
You as well.
Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company. We now conclude our program with the playing of our national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coin in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.